you all doing? Good? Okay, so welcome to Swiflearn online classes. As you already know that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Over here, all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes. We give personalized attention to each and every student क्योंकि हमारे batches में maximum 6 students रहते हैं, not more than that. It will be dependent on you how what type of batch you will choose, like 1:1 batch भी होता है, 1:2 batches भी होता है, and also like maximum 6 students रहता है, which will help you to ask any sort of doubt regarding the topic without any hesitation to your teacher, right? Thirdly, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track how you are progressing, and you will get the feedback. This feedback will definitely help you to improve yourself. And fourthly, we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. Whatever is coming to your school examination, we will do those first, and then we will move on to the rest of the topics. So this type of generally custom requests we generally handle. Okay, so these are our general features of Swiflearn. Let us see why this Swiflearn is different from any other platform. First of all, we maintain a detailed progress report of each and every student. So और पूरा डिटेल उधर रहता है, आप क्लास में क्या कर रहे हो, कैसे आप परफॉर्म कर रहे हो, होमवर्क कर रहे हो या नहीं. तो everything will be there, and this will definitely help you to improve yourself. Secondly, we have the SAT that happens in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can perform over there, and your name and the rank will be given on our leaderboard. And the third and the fourth important thing is practice. Okay, so after completing each and every chapter, after revising it, you can practice unlimited question answers, both objective and subjective, and submit it. And we will check your answer, and we will give you the tips and tricks how to write the answer so that you will never miss any of the marks in your school exam as well as the board exam. Okay, so you are ready for the class? Yes, I guess. Okay, so for experiencing all these things, book the free trial class. All the trial classes are free of cost. Book it anytime and then enroll your name in our regular batches so that we can meet every day. Yeah. And those who have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. And do not forget to like, comment, and share also. Share with your friends so that they can also get the same benefit. Chalo, so today we are here with the second session of the chapter aids to health. We have already studied about the first session, right? We have already studied about the different types of diseases, what you mean by the health, and how can you see anybody is healthy or not, and how to maintain a proper health of a person, right? So here in this situation, in this session, we are going to study about the local defense mechanism which are there in our body. What are the vaccinations and immunization, and what are their function within our body? Why should we take them properly? And the third thing is what you mean by antibiotic, and what is the main purpose of the antibiotic, or what type of diseases can be treated by antibiotics. Yeah. Okay. So are you eager to know all these things? I hope yes, na? Okay, great. So let's start with the defense mechanism in our body. So as you already know that germs are everywhere, and we can see, like, we cannot see the germs because they are the microorganisms. We can see them only under microscope, a proper microscope, but there are the germs are everywhere, like in water, soil, air, everywhere. If you just touch a table or chair, so germs can be present over there also, right? So what are basically these germs? We can call the germs, they are basically the microorganisms which can be harmful for us in some way or the other, which can cause the different types of diseases within our body, right? We can call them as a germs. So who will come under these germs? Definitely the bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, the different worms also sometimes come under the germs. They causes the different types of diseases. Yes, we have already studied it in the previous session. Yeah. Okay, so most of the germs, most of the microorganism, if we say, they are harmless, but there are certain microorganisms which are harmful for our body, which can cause the different types of diseases on our body, right? And that is why it is always said that wash your hand or sanitize your hand whenever before eating. Yes, whenever you are eating any food or whenever you are touching, mainly in this COVID situation, definitely whenever you are touching anything, we are going out, you have to come back and wash your hand with the soap at least for 2 minutes continuously, so that your hand and any part of the body will not be contaminated with any germ. Because after that, you can like keep your hand on the eyes or the nose and the mouth. So this T region is very, very dangerous, and the germs can enter in your body through these regions. Agree? Yeah. Okay, now let's see how our body basically like defend ourselves, or they can fight out with these types of germs. So these microorganisms can make you sick anytime, but for getting rid of them, our body also have a very good sophisticated defense mechanism. So inside our body as well as the outside covering of our body, let us see what are these organs made up of, and what are these organs which are basically protecting our whole body from these harmful agents. So the first line of defense of our body is the external defense system. External defense system में the most common organ जो आते हैं, that is the skin. We already know, right? So the skin is basically protecting the whole part of our body, all the internal parts, so that the germs will not come in contact with or any of the internal organs, and they cannot make any sort of diseases, right? So there are also different organs which are considered as the internal organ, but they like fight out the diseases, or they show their defense mechanism as the external one. Like we can see our skin, our tears, our mucous membrane, our saliva which is secreted along with the stomach acid. We know that the HCl is the acid which is secreted within the stomach, right? So they also kill the different types of bacteria. Other than this, the cilia, the very small hairs within our nose also, so they are also helpful and act as a defense system in our body, so that we will not be able to get any sort of viral or bacterial or any sort of diseases caused by the microorganisms, right? Now let us see what are these defense mechanism and how they basically act. So first of all, we can say the skin is a like the protective organ which is blocking all the ways of the different microorganism to enter in our body, right? So other than skin, we can also say that the different types of integumentary system, like the hair, the nails, they also trap the dirt, so that they cannot go, the dirt particles or the germs will not be able to go inside our body. Do you agree with me? Yes. And in case we of the cuts, if you think that you are having a cut or wound in your body, so your blood system is also having the platelet. You already know that the blood is made up of the three main cells, RBC, WBC, and the platelet, and it is having the liquid, that is the plasma. So this platelet help in the blood clotting function, and as the blood will clot, it will not allow any sort of germs to enter inside our body. By this mechanism also, they are protecting our body. Done. Now coming to the tears. So have you ever noticed that whenever you are having anything, any dust particles or anything in your eyes, if it accidentally gets inside your eyes, so the first thing which happen is your eyes will be full of tear, or the tear will be secreted from the tear gland which are present in the eyes. Why? Because this tear want to just wash off the different microorganism or the dust particles which can enter within our body. Yes, so similarly, it can also kill the different types of microorganism if they are harmful, and that is why we can they can defend our body. Yes, and the most common, like the in case of the cough and cold, also, or touching your eyes, like these are the different mechanism by which if the germs can also get inside our body. So be very careful about it. Now next is the saliva. So the saliva also kill with the help of the different enzyme, they can kill the different types of microorganisms. Like the saliva contain the enzyme which break down the cell wall of the bacteria, along with the stomach, the acid which is present within the stomach or secreted within our stomach. They are very, very corrosive for the bacteria, and they can kill the bacteria. So internally they are present or secreted from the body, but they are acting externally to kill the different types of harmful microorganisms. Up to this much clear hai? Now let's see how they basically work. So the defense mechanism, if we say about our body, they work in two different ways. One is the local defense system, and second is the immunization system or the immune system. So first we have the defense system, and another system we have the immune system. So what is the defense system? Definitely these are present in certain organs of our body which totally tackle or which totally block the way of the germs to get inside our body. Yes, so they are the protective mechanical barrier, like we can say the mucus, the hair which are present within the nose. So the dust particle can be like stick to the hairs, and it will not go inside the trachea and the lungs. Along with the skin, these are the different protective mechanical barriers which can protect the body. Yes, and if we think about the hairs, the small hairs which are present in the windpipe, so sometimes you can see that the trachea is known as the windpipe, as you already know. So over here also the very small cilia, that is the hair-like structures, are present, which also make they gradually push the organism back towards your mouth or nose, so that the dirt or any particles which can enter within our lungs can go out of our body. Okay, so these are basically the defense mechanism. You can see this coughing, sneezing, vomiting. What do we do basically after coughing or sneezing? So the microorganism, we try to just wash off the microorganism from our body. During vomiting also, like the saliva, sweat, tear, like the HCl, they generally try to kill the microorganism. But if it is not, then after vomiting, we can also expel them or give them out of our body, right? Now here there are the different mechanism, जैसे मैंने already बोला कि coughing, sneezing is one type of thing. Second is germ killing secretion. बहुत सारे हमारे body में secretion होते हैं, जैसे sweat, tear, HCl, saliva, which are secreted to kill the germs. Yes, and third is the phagocytic nature of our WBC. The WBC, which is the white blood corpuscles which are present within the cell, they eat up, or the process is known as the phagocytosis. They totally eat up and destroy the disease causing germs. Up to this much clear? Yes, समझ में आ गया. Now what are these merits of this local defense system? हमारे local defense system रहने का क्या फायदा है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, वो हमारे बॉडी में जो कोई भी अगर जर्म्स जाएंगे, तो इट विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग इंस्टेंटेनियसली. यस. सेकेंडली, दे आर नॉट डिपेंडेंट अपॉन कि पुराना कोई भी हमारा इन्फेक्शन हुआ था या नहीं, वो मेमोराइज करेंगे और फिर उसके ऊपर एंटीबॉडी सिक्रीट करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता. दे इंस्टेंटेनियसली डायरेक्टली आर सिक्रीटेड, एंड they generally block the pathway of the germs to get inside our body. Yes, and the third is they are effective against a wide range of different infectious diseases, and that is why the infectious agents will not be able to enter within our body. Understood? Yes. Okay, now let's move on to the vaccination and immunization. What do you mean by vaccination? We are so much concerned about taking the vaccine mainly in this pandemic, right? And the whole year of 2020 we were actually waiting for a proper type of vaccine to come, so that the coronavirus will not spread that much in all the different countries. And when the people will get the vaccine, so mm, at least the intensity of the disease will be controlled, the intensity of the disease will be lowered, right? Do you agree with me? Now what is this vaccine? Have you ever heard of the different types of vaccine? Can you name some of the vaccines? Yes, like BCG vaccine, which is given to the child for which can act against the tuberculosis. DPT vaccine, polio vaccines, right? Hepatitis B vaccine, flu shot. Generally, we take these vaccine just after the birth. Like there are the specific ages for taking all these vaccines in certain specific intervals. right? Now similarly, this, what is this vaccine? Basically, they are the weakened germs which are injected within our body, so that our body, whenever a proper, like any virus will get inside our body or any microorganism will get inside our body, our memory cells will be able to recognize that and fight it then and there, so that the intensity of the disease will be very less even if it is present within our body. So that is the main purpose of the vaccine. So with the help of a video, let us see what is vaccination, and then we will move on to what is vaccine again in detail.
Throughout history, we have developed vaccination to protect both humans and animals from a wide range of preventable and potentially serious illnesses. With vaccines, we take advantage of one of the most important aspects of the immune system, the ability to develop immunological memory. This means that once the person or animal is exposed to a particular pathogen, in other words, anything that can cause an illness, they will develop resistance to infection with the same pathogen in the future. Our adaptive immune system contains white blood cells known as T and B lymphocytes. These become activated during the first time or primary exposure to a pathogen. Once the pathogen has been fought off by our body, a population of these T and B lymphocytes, known as memory cells, remain in the individual. These memory cells remain on standby, ready to react quickly when the individual is re-exposed to that particular pathogen in what is known as secondary exposure. The immunological memory helps the immune system respond much more rapidly and effectively than during the primary exposure. As a result, the individual is generally protected from the development of disease symptoms. Now that we know about immunological memory, what about vaccines? Well, it simply means that we generate this memory effect artificially and at an early stage to prevent future disease. This means we inject a weakened version of pathogens, inactive pathogens, or just particular parts of pathogens into the individual we want to protect. In healthy individuals, these vaccine components activate a specific immune response, mimicking primary infection, but weak enough not to cause the development of disease symptoms. For example, the varicella or chickenpox vaccine involves injection of a weakened version of the varicella zoster virus. In healthy individuals, this weakened virus will not cause chickenpox symptoms, but it will activate an immune response. As a result, when the vaccinated individual comes across the varicella zoster virus again, for example from a person infected with chickenpox, he or she will mount a rapid memory immune response to the virus and will not develop chickenpox symptoms. By taking advantage of immunological memory in this way, vaccination prevents and controls the spread of a wide range of illnesses, including polio, smallpox, whooping cough, measles, and the seasonal influenza virus. In recent years, there has been controversy over the safety of vaccination programs. To date, all credible scientific evidence strongly supports the importance of vaccination in avoiding preventable illness in individuals and populations. So there you have it, vaccinations. They trigger our immune system to develop memory cells ahead of time, meaning our immune system is ready to launch an attack as soon as a pathogen enters the body.
Yes. So have you got an idea about the vaccination, I guess, right? Now let us see what is the vaccine. As I have already mentioned previously, that vaccine is nothing but the dead or the weakened microorganism which is given within our body through the injection. Now why it is given? So that our body will be able to memorize it and keep the information in a proper type of cell which we call it as the memory cells. Now whenever we will come across the vaccine, come across the disease causing germs later in future, then what will happen? Our body will be able to fight it out because they will memorize it and recognize that acha, this is the COVID-19 virus, and that is why they will produce that specific amount of antibodies to fight them out and they can be destroyed. Okay, so this is the main reason of taking the vaccine. Okay, so this recognition forces them to build the immune power of our body, immune system of our body, or we can also call it as the resistant power. Yes. Okay, so the next time, whenever we will be exposed with the pathogen, our body will be able to, our immune system will be able to recognize it, and they will secrete the different type of secretion so that they can be totally killed or fight the disease causing germs. Okay. Now, in most cases, you will be able to prevent the entire disease process from occurring. That may have even killed you uh, had you not been vaccinated. इसका मतलब ये है we can see that many of the person have already taken the vaccine, but after taking the vaccine also they are infected with the COVID-19 situation. Just take an example, okay? So what happened? The intensity of the different symptoms will be less. So if he or she is not taken the vaccination, they might have died, but as they have already taken the vaccination, at least the symptom of the diseases will be very less, and he or she can be alive. Okay, they can survive. So that is why vaccination is very, very important. So whenever you are getting the chance to take the vaccine, please take the vaccine. Okay, so you can see over here the antigen, how this vaccination is given to our body or how they act in our body. So the antigens, you have to select it, target on a proper virus, select the danger signal of them, and make the vaccine. So it is not this much easy which is given in here. It is a huge process, again and again in the different trial and error process it has been made in the different laboratories, and when it is given in our body it basically block the infection. Okay, and it basically the different cells in our immune system will start secreting the antibodies against them, and they will kill those infected cells which are infected by the particular type of germ. Up to this much clear? Yes. Now, how this vaccination and immunization can be linked to each other? What do you mean by this vaccination and immunization, and how they can be linked? First of all, immunity means the disease can occur naturally and or it can be induced by artificial means. Yes, like anybody is having the chicken pox for one time, second time it will be not affected the same person. Why? Because they have already built the immune power of the diseases for fighting out this type of disease. Now, creating the immunity artificially involves the exposure to the weak or deactivated disease causing microbes, and that is nothing but the vaccination. Okay, so we will come across the weakened germs first, and then our body will be able to secrete the different type of secretion, so that for the second time when the same germ will get inside our body, it will be readily fight off by our body. Fine. Now, do you know how to treat different diseases? Any idea? By only taking medicines? Do you think, like, if you are having any disease, you will go to the doctor will prescribe some of the medicines, you will take it, some of the capsules, and you will be totally fine? Just this? Yes. So basically we need to remember a lot of different type of mechanisms which are created by the different microorganisms within our body, because their way of infection are different from each other. The virus infect a different in a different pathway, a bacteria follow a different pathway, fungus follow a different pathway, so their biochemical life processes are also unique and different, and they can also create the different types of like different types of symptoms within our body. So there are mainly the two ways to treat these types of diseases. What can be the two main ways? Either to reduce the effect of the disease, or to kill the disease causing germs, or inhibit or stop the growth of the disease. So these are the two main treatment, or the two main ways how we can treat the different types of diseases. Okay, so in order to reduce the effect of the disease, we can take the medicines, and by taking the medicines we can reduce the pain, reduce the fever, and we can at least conserve some of the energy by taking rest. Yes. Now let's see some of the medicines which help to cure or treat the different types of infections. First of all is the antibiotic. As you already know that the antibiotic is the type of medicine, or uh, they are the chemicals which help to uh, cure the bacterial infection. When anybody is like infected by bacteria, then it basically stops or kills the bacteria or stop the synthesis of their cell wall, so that they will not be able to synthesize within our body, not be able to grow or multiply within our body, and though that disease will be totally restricted, or that disease will be totally go out of our body like this. So these antibiotics are very very important. So now we will see how this antibiotic basically work within our body. So you can see that whenever we will take the antibody, the synthesis of the nucleic acid of the bacteria, let it be the bacteria, it will be stopped. The cell wall synthesis will be stopped. Their proper cell membrane functioning will be stopped, and it will totally block the total mechanism or the metabolism, that is the chemical reactions which they have, which they do within our body. It will be all stopped. So whenever everything will be stopped, they will not be able to survive. And when they are not surviving, so that means that the antibodies have already helped us, the antibiotics have already helped us to get rid of those bacterial diseases. Yes, so like this, the antibiotics block the pathway or the different processes of the bacteria, so that we can survive properly, and they can also stop the growth of the bacteria and synthesize the different um, parts of the bacteria which are needed for them to survive. Understood? Yes. Now, can you tell me, like, can bacteria act on the virus also, or in the same way? Or do you need something else for treating the virus? Of course not. Okay, virus or the viral diseases cannot be treated with the antibiotics. Antibiotics can only treat the bacterial infection, because, as I've already said, that the virus, bacteria, they have certain specific target, and they have certain specific type of ways, or their life processes or the mechanisms to infect our body. And that is why the virus, bacteria, they will not be able to mm, interact with our body properly, and that is why the antibiotics will also not be able to destroy the virus within our body. Okay, so for that, for treating the viral infections, we need to take the antiviral drugs. Fine, they are also available in the market. Now quickly let us discuss some of the question answers which can come in your exam. So if you are asked to give three uses of the antibiotics, so what can be the three uses? First of all, it fight out the infections. Secondly, certain antibiotics are there which are used in the food preservations, okay, for preserving the fish, meat and all. And the third one is some are used to control the plant pathogens, and that is why they can give proper yield of the crops, and like the different types of diseases will be restricted within the plants in the agricultural field. So here one myth is there. Sometimes it is heard that the vaccine preventable diseases are just the part of the childhood. It is better to have the disease and get rid of it. Not at all. Okay, taking vaccine is very very important for increase your immune system. Okay, or like uh, increase the resistant power of your body. Now let us see what we have already learned or discussed in this session. We have discussed about the local defense system. We have discussed about the vaccination, immunization, and the antibiotics, how they work and why they are so much important within our body, and how they help to keep our body healthy. Okay, so thanks a lot. Thank you very much for staying till the end of the session. We will again meet in some other session. So before going, let me again remind you, whoever has not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. And don't forget to like, comment and share also. Okay, so we will again meet in another session. So till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy.